Strange things happen all around us. Whether you believe it or not, there's always something weird or off, either happening to you or someone else. Considering their strange nature, it would be pretty weird if you came out and explained to someone if one of these things happened to you. I mean, they'd just look at you like you were fibbing or being overly dramatic. Thankfully, the power of video footage has made it possible to actually capture some of these events and use them as proof. And that brings us to this video. 15th, the Hernandez home. Have you ever been in a genuine haunted house? I know we see these things a lot in horror movies with jump scares and special effects, but you should really consider the possibility that a house you live in just might be haunted in real life. Don't believe me? Well, just ask the Hernandez family. Years back, a woman named Brianna Hernandez made headlines after she and her family uploaded CCTV footage of their home and what they believed to have been some serious paranormal activity. Now, usually, people might set up one camera, but the Hernandez family literally covered their entire home with cameras, creating a surveillance grid to catch whatever was plaguing them. And, on this fateful day, the indoor cameras literally captured their terrified reaction when they saw what was happening in front of their house. To start with, Brianna and her family were just eating in their dining area, having a normal evening, when her husband suddenly saw something on the monitor that stopped him cold. What was Brianna's husband looking at? Well, it appears that he had seen a literal ghost walking through their parking spot. Plain as day, the captured clip showed what appeared to have been a translucent man walking around the family's driveway. You can see the figure moving with a distinct gait, yet it seems to lack physical substance. The Hernandez family claimed they checked the area the next morning, but didn't find any footprints or traces. And, considering that whatever that was didn't seem like an actual person, it looked more like a smudge of light or energy. Your guess really is as good as mine here. What on earth was that thing? What was it looking for, and why was it lurking in someone's parking spot? These really are the issues that keep you up at night, aren't they? 14th, the self-driving car. Over the past few years, there has been an impressive innovation in autonomous vehicles. Companies like Tesla, Rivian, Lucid, and more have literally transformed the automotive industry with their self-driving autonomous cars. Basically, the promise is that as a user, you can buy one of these cars, sit at the steering wheel, and watch as the car literally drives itself to your destination. Because of these companies, many traditional car manufacturers have also started investing heavily in self-driving technology to keep up. However, this one here appears to take the cake, and it definitely wasn't a factory feature. Back in January 2019, a clip went viral from Nigeria where a 2004 Toyota Solara literally began driving itself in circles. As the guy filming said, "The car is literally turning on its own." And I just have so many questions. We can see clearly that the vehicle is turning on its axis, doing donuts without any input from anyone inside, even though there's someone sitting on its trunk, just along for the ride. The car completes several revolutions on its own without any human input, maintaining a perfect circle. So it begs the question, how is this even possible in an older model vehicle? Was there some machining done to the car that made it start operating on its own? Was the throttle stuck? Or is there a way I can make my own car start doing this? Who knows? 13th, child or ghost. If you're ever driving on the road, it's probably best to keep your eyes fixated on what's in front of you and not budge. Distraction leads to accidents. However, there are certain things you would see on the road from time to time that might baffle you or force you to look twice. On a windy night back in April 2021, a man named Mitch Cooney from Queensland was driving home from work when he captured something seriously strange on his dash cam. According to his footage, Mitch had seen a mysterious child wandering alone and trying to cross the dark highway. As the clip showed, a small figure, representing a child probably no more than 10 years old, was indeed on the road, dangerously close to traffic. Now, this is where things really start to get weird. Instead of stopping immediately, perhaps due to safety or shock, Mitch simply made a distress call to local authorities to tell them of what he had seen. Officials assured him they would send a patrol unit to bring the kid home safely. And when he called an hour later for an update, the cops apparently told him they found the child. But here is the twist. Strangely, policemen later stated in an official capacity that they didn't find a child on the highway, despite searching the area for hours. They also claimed that they never brought a child home, nor did they tell Mitch they did. The whole case was truly a mystery. Was it a miscommunication or something supernatural? To this day, no one actually knows whose kid that was, or if it even was a child at all. 12th, a haunted campsite. Going camping is one of the favorite pastimes for many Americans looking to reconnect with nature. And while this activity can be fun and engaging, it also can lead to some truly disturbing discoveries when you venture too far off the beaten path. Back in 2016, a man named James Rankin was camping in the Berkeley-Jackson County Park in New York when he came across what appeared to have been a section of the campground that was littered with missing person posters. This wasn't just one flyer. According to James, no two posters were the same. They all represented different people who had apparently gone missing. And to make matters worse, he even saw a shovel leaning on what appeared to have been a fire pit, suggesting someone had been digging recently. James was immediately spooked by this, and as you'd expect, he was quick to call the cops. Following an investigation, the officers claimed it was all part of an elaborate Halloween prank that someone had set up. Still, James was unsatisfied with the response, mainly because all of the posters weren't recent, and the setup looked weathered. He reportedly went back to the woods after a while to investigate things further, but was shocked to see that there had been several no trespassing signs taped around the perimeter. Who would go through all this trouble to hide something they claimed was a Halloween decoration? I have no idea. 11th, the blinking doll. Normally, kids' toys shouldn't be scary. They are meant to be comforting. However, there's just something about dolls that personally gives me the creeps. Maybe it's because of franchises like Chucky and The Conjuring. Or maybe it's the fact that dolls are made to look like humans, landing them right in the uncanny valley. Whatever it is, these things can truly be nightmare fuel sometimes. Although they're made to look like humans, dolls shouldn't ever show any signs of life. So, when you see one that suddenly starts to behave a bit human-like, you're bound to be weirded out. Back in 2009, an anonymous source published a video on the internet that looked like an episode of some paranormal TV show or the other. As the episode shows, this person appeared to have been exploring a room filled with life-size dolls of some Disney characters. While the footage in itself looks scary enough due to the lighting and the staring eyes, what happens next is really interesting to see. One doll, which kind of looks like the popular Snow White character, suddenly blinks its eyes. I can't have been the only one to see that. The blink was clear as day. The whole thing was so creepy that the person holding the camera literally hightailed out of there and never went back. Nice going, buddy. I'd have done the exact same thing. 10th, Jesus statue moves. The entire religion of Christianity is founded on the belief in Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who came down to earth and paid the ultimate price so that humanity could be freed from eternal damnation. Today, Christianity is arguably the most popular religion in the world, with billions of people identifying as Christian. Although there are many skeptics about Christianity as a whole, believers in this religion can be fierce, and they point to several miracles that happen in their lives daily as proof of the existence of a higher power. I'm not sure if this one counts as a miracle, but it sure needs some explanation. A few years back, video footage from a religious festival being held in Mexico hit the internet and caused a massive firestorm. The footage showed a statue of Jesus Christ carrying his cross that was being paraded around the city, when suddenly the statue's head literally moved upwards. Did you see that? It's subtle, but it's there. No? Well, maybe this alternate angle of the footage might be enough to convince you. The statue definitely did move its head, looking up as if in pain or prayer. And as soon as the footage hit the internet, many people began dissecting it. Some believed it was a sign of the supernatural, while others believed it must have been some stage work or a mechanism inside the statue. I'm not sure what this one is, but it sure seems quite strange to me. 9th, Wanda's secret powers? If you're a fan of superhero movies, then you're probably familiar with Wanda Maximoff. Known as the Scarlet Witch, Wanda is undoubtedly one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. With her powers of cosmic manipulation and reality warping, she's grown into quite the formidable hero, or villain, depending on which she's playing at any given time. Anyways, now that we know enough about Wanda, let's check out this next clip, which shows something quite interesting. Published on TikTok back in May 2022, it showed the moment when something truly strange happened. The person who posted the video appeared to have been in Disneyland when a worker dressed as Wanda Maximoff came out, strutting her stuff and engaging them. However, take a look at this and see what's weird. Just as the Wanda character is about to grab hold of the little girl's hand, a guy in a pink shirt appears in the video that wasn't there before. I've gone over this footage several times, and I promise you, that guy was nowhere to be found before. He literally appeared out of nowhere, took the clip, and just kept moving. Could it be that this lady really has the powers of Wanda Maximoff? Could the guy just have appeared out of the blue due to a camera glitch? What the heck happened there? Considering how crazy the economy is right now, I'd imagine that anyone who purchases a car would absolutely want to cherish it as much as possible. And why wouldn't you? Your car was bought with your hard-earned money, and you do anything to make sure that it's in the best shape possible. If anyone dares come close to it or scratches it, you'd immediately be on their neck and make sure they pay for repairs. Well, what happens to you when a literal tree decides to rain on your parade? Well, maybe you might be like the guy in our next video. Captured in the city of Nantes, France, the clip shows the moment when a guy woke up to find that his new car had literally fallen victim to a tree's growth spurt. According to the guy who recorded the clip, this whole thing happened overnight. A guy apparently left his car in a parking lot and entered one of the nearby buildings with the belief that his car was safe. All of a sudden, he woke up the next day to find that his car had apparently become ground zero for the growth of a new tree. To date, I don't think I would understand what could cause this. I mean, I'm not an expert in horticulture, but I'm pretty sure that seeds don't just grow out of thin air and become full-blown trees overnight, piercing through metal. But maybe there's something in the waters of France. Who knows? 7th, the unexplained accident. Over the years, one of the many theories that seem to have stuck with many of us is that of teleportation. Some people believe it is possible to move from one place of existence to another instantaneously, while most of us don't believe it. Well, if you fall into the category of people who don't believe that teleportation exists, then I really hope you can explain to me what this whole thing is about in the comments. Back in February 2019, one dashcam footage broke the internet when it showed what appeared to have been someone suddenly appearing on the street and causing an accident. So no one actually knows where this clip was taken from or who was involved in it. However, it showed the moment when a man was driving on the street and literally got the shock of his life. Okay, so there's quite a lot to unpack here. First of all, I don't think that guy just jumped out of the vehicle. For one, the angle at which he jumped and landed was too unrealistic for him to have come out of the car. Second of all, how did the person in the SUV realize that the guy had jumped out of the car? And why did the person even ram into the barricade in the first place? The whole thing just seems weird to me. But fortunately, no one was hurt in the accident, besides the car, which got a little bit of a ding. The guy who jumped out himself got up and was unhurt, and he was able to flee the scene before things escalated. But I think it's safe to say that we all want to know how the heck this whole thing happened. 6th, the ultimate homework fail. Growing up, we all had homework to do, and for many of us, the typical after-school routine would go like this: come home, drop everything you have, then go out playing with your friends. Finally, at the tail end of the day, you'd go back home and complete your homework. To be honest, I'm not against doing your homework at the wee hours of the night, but it appears that the ghost in this scenario isn't quite as good-natured as I am. This clip, which was taken back in September 2016, showed the moment when a little child was busy with his homework at home. He had set everything he wanted to do neatly, but all of a sudden some of his papers started to act, well, weird. Considering that the papers had been held down by a paperweight, you'd imagine that this sort of thing would be impossible. The kid's immediate reaction was to run for safety, but props to him, he actually came back and tried to find the root of all this weirdness. Still, even the bravest of us all have our breaking points. And when the papers moved for the second time, throwing themselves off the table, our little hero could take it no longer. Now, I'm not sure what it was that caused this entire ruckus, but whatever it was definitely quite angry, and you kind of just want to feel sorry for the kid. Little dude was getting ready to complete his homework and go to bed, only to be disturbed by some annoying extraterrestrial force. Not cool, Mr. Ghost. Not cool at all. 5th, the ghost car. Remember that footage of the strange guy who seemed to just come out of nowhere in Disneyland? Well, it would appear that humans aren't the only creatures that can seemingly animate themselves out of nowhere and wreak havoc, while also causing some real confusion. Back in 2014, an unnamed man from Russia captured the moment when a ghost car literally appeared out of nowhere at an intersection in his home country. According to the unnamed uploader, he had been driving to an event when he and other drivers were forced to stop after arriving at the intersection. Eventually, the traffic light hit their turn to move, and just take a look at what happened. Yep, you saw that right. This phantom car literally appeared out of nowhere, double-crossing the guy in front of the uploader and coming agonizingly close to causing a major accident. The whole scene was quite crazy because the ghost car was even moving against traffic anyways. I mean, the traffic light had told everyone on that side of the road to stop, but this person, or entity, didn't seem to care and just plowed through traffic. Either it was someone who was out of his mind, or a ghost that literally had no respect for traffic laws. Whatever it was, thank goodness the driver in front of our guy was able to quickly pump the brakes. An accident on that road would have been catastrophic, to say the least. Fourth, a glitch in the sky. For the longest time, there have been people who believe that our world is nothing more than just an illusion, a sophisticated computer simulation. And, while it's easy to believe that these people are no more than crackpots, you've got to admit that sometimes they really have proof of what they're saying. Early this year, a Twitter user captured what appeared to have been a glitch in our very sky. No one knows where this clip was taken, or what was really happening, but it appeared to have captured what seemed like a hole in the literal sky. The video seemed to be a pretty strange anomaly appearing in the sky, looking almost like a tear in a digital fabric. But, at the same time, you can only wonder what in the world was going on there. As you would expect, the clip caused a deluge of conspiracy theories from all corners of the internet. Some people believe it must have been an alien spaceship using a cloaking device, while others believe it is a literal tear in the fabric of reality. Your guess is as good as mine, but I'll tell you one thing right now. Nothing about that clip is normal. No, sir. Third, the haunted classroom. There are so many teen movies where high schools and classrooms get haunted by the spirits of former students or stuff like that. Well, while I have no idea what on earth is going on here, I think it's safe to say that I wouldn't want any part of it. Our next video is actually a bit of an old one. However, it recently resurfaced, and it's been causing quite a stir on social media. Reported on TikTok, it shows the moment when things really started to get spooky in a classroom. Although no one knows where the classroom is located, it appears to be in a South American country. Here, we see a teacher working with his students on the board when all of a sudden, the cutout on which he's working drops to the ground.
¿Qué pasó con esa cartulina? Tómale mayores, pues, montalo. ¿A qué hora vamos a acabar? Alístese el otro grupo ya, lo vamos a hacer más rápido.
The teacher promptly picks it up, but that's not the end of this weirdness. For some reason, whatever affected the cutout suddenly moved on to something else, his teaching table.
Como pudimos observar en el video, la cartulina se cae. Diferentes objetos del aula son movidos bruscamente. Y por último, la puerta se cierra por sí sola. Los acontecimientos de este video son una prueba muy nítida. Pero al final, dime, ¿tú qué opinas del video?
Then, for the perfect third strike, the teacher's board cleaner is suddenly thrown off the table with force, and the door is smashed closed as if someone slammed it in anger. Sure, I know you might want to argue about this one, but considering what you just saw, is it so surprising that the school might be haunted? I'm not sure what school this is, but they might want to check if there have been some sketchy events happening before it was established. Second, Bigfoot sighting. If you're a fan of old-timey folklore, then you would probably be aware of the legend of Bigfoot. According to legend, Bigfoot is a massive humanoid animal that roams different forests across the United States and Canada, protecting the natural landscape and generally hunting humans. To date, there has been no certified sighting of the humanoid. However, this hasn't stopped many people from believing that they've seen it in some form or the other. Back in 2014, we saw what could easily pass for the most convincing Bigfoot sighting ever. A man who appeared to have been hiking in the Canadian mountains suddenly saw something that looked, well, inhuman.
Oh, I wish you could see it better this end. That is pretty big. I can't zoom in anymore. Just to give you an idea where we are right now.
According to the guy who got the footage, the figure he saw was bipedal and without clothing or snow gear. The person also claimed to have encountered several bears along that area, but confirmed that this was not a bear. It walked on two legs with a stride that was too human. So, we have a human-like figure that was moving through the snow without any protective gear, which was obviously not a bear. What could it be? Could it be Bigfoot? Could it be the infamous Sasquatch? Who knows? The only point I'm making here is that you might want to be careful when walking across the Canadian mountains. You really don't know what you might see out there, you know. If these events have shown anything, it's that our world is really not what it seems. We like to think we have everything figured out with science and logic, but every now and then, something slips through the cracks. And it only begs the question of what other events have been happening but haven't been recorded. Have you seen any unusual events happening close to you? We'd like to hear about them. Let us know in the comments below.